Hey folks, Josh Hager here at Bearded Bee Works again. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about pollen sub. We're making up some pollen patties here. But before we get started, I want to show off our new shirt. Bearded Bee Works shirt we just had made up. Pretty happy with the way they turned out. I made one little run just to see how I like them. They turned out really well. Nice quality, soft t-shirt. I am going to do another run. If anybody wants one, just let me know. Drop me a comment there in the comments. And I'm just charging whatever the t-shirts cost me. They'll be around 20 bucks probably. But if you want one, let me know. Like I said, we're going to work on some pollen patties today. What I have here is a bucket of pollen sub. I picked this up from Kamon Reynolds conference, the Hive Life. This is a pollen sub that he made. He's got several recipes online that you can make your own out of dry pollen sub that you can buy. I'll put that in the description and maybe in the comments as well. A couple of recipes that he has for it. But the main thing I want to show you here is just how I make the patties. In creating this channel, you know, I was thinking about the things that I had to kind of learn on my own, just the little things in beekeeping that kind of gave me issues, trying to figure out just the best process. If you just got a hive or two, it's not a real big deal. But if you have several hives, you know, little things like this can cost you some time. So this is the quickest way that I've found to make pollen sub. So we'll get started. So you want to start with a good quality ice cream scoop. And it doesn't have to be, this is just a fabware. It doesn't have to be high dollar or anything, but just something pretty sturdy, because this pollen sub is kind of stiff, especially if you're working it when it's a little bit cool. This stuff's pretty warm, so it's not too bad. So what I do, I use wax paper or parchment paper, and I'll tear off a piece, you know, so big. And I'll do several of those, just kind of get a stack of them tore off and ready to put pollen sub on. And then I'll put about 3 good scoops, just a little ways off the edge, kind of towards the center of the wax paper. Get you 3 scoops on there. Like I said, keep them kind of in the middle. This stuff, we're going to kind of smash this stuff out, and if you put it right on the edge, it's just going to ooze right out before you can evenly distribute it between your wax paper. So once I kind of get it in the middle there, I just fold it over, kind of get it started. It's kind of a sticky mess, just I keep a paper towel handy so I don't get it everywhere. Then I just take a rolling pin and I just start to roll it. I'll kind of roll it towards the end first, or the edge, and then back and forth on the ends. And just kind of roll it out where it's even and close to the edge. If you get a little bit too much this way, you can kind of get your rolling pin and force it back the other way. Try to keep it within the paper, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So you end up with something like this. And then I have a storage container that I'll put these in, and I store them just like that. A lot of critters love this pollen sub. It's got a lot of protein in it, got sugar in it. So mice in particular, just about anything will eat this stuff. So I do keep it in a good container with a lid that latches, and it'll keep mice and stuff out of it, and then it'll help it last a little longer as well. Like I said, just put you three good scoops on there. Depending on the size of, I've got the larger size ice cream scoop, and that works the best. If you got a smaller scoop, you'd have to put more, but just try to get you a good amount in the middle of the wax paper there. Like I said, just pat it down and kind of get it started. And just start rolling it out. And these patties will be, you know, a little different size and weight, depending on exactly how much you scoop in there each time, but that's not important. So this will save you a lot of time, because when you get out to the bee yard to actually put these things on, they're already made up, they're in here. You know, I put patty on based on the size of my hive. So if I've got a big colony, I might put this whole patty on there. But if I got a smaller colony, if I've got like a little swarm that I've caught that's 2 or 3 frames, I might just put a little sliver of this on there. The reason I want to talk about this is, it's the 6th of June now, and we're coming up on our nectar and pollen dearth. So now's a good time to get this stuff on, to keep your hives that you're trying to build, keep them going as far as brood production goes. This is not as good as natural pollen. It's just what it's called. It's a pollen substitute. It kind of fills in the highs and lows. So bees won't brood on this like they will natural pollen, but it'll kind of keep things going. Natural pollen flow will pick up into August, 1st of September, and this is just something to kind of keep those bees going until that natural flow is going to hit again. So I'm fixing to make a bunch of splits when I pull my my honey off, and then I've got a lot of swarms and stuff. I think we're up to about 19 swarms this year. All those swarms I'm trying to build up as well. So this will really help fill in those gaps and keep your colony going. The reason I adjust the size of these patties to my colonies is for a couple reasons. This was built, or this pollen sub was made with an inverted syrup, so it won't dry out like it will if you make this out of sugar syrup. If you just take, a lot of these recipes call for liquid syrup, just sugar water and the pollen sub and a few other ingredients. Those things will dry out pretty quick, and if this pollen patty dries out, the bees will just kick it out of the hive. They won't use it. That's one thing that this parchment paper or wax paper will help with as well. It'll help whatever portion they're using or they're not using will stay moist. Like I said, if I was going to put this whole patty on here, I would lay it on top of the frames in the hive, and from the top side I would see where my splits are, my seams are in between my frames, and I would slice along that on this side, and then I would flip it over, and it would be, the slits that I made would line up with the seams, and put it right over the brood nest. More importantly, for sizing this patty to the strength of the hive you have, is small hive beetles. If this stuff's in the hive, for more than a week or so, and sometimes not even that long, small hive beetles will get in here and lay eggs, and those eggs will start to hatch out, and you'll see larvae in these patties. Small hive beetles is not a huge problem on strong colonies, but if you're building up, small splits or small swarms that you've caught, you do have to be careful with small hive beetles. If you get into your hive, your colony, to check on this pollen patty, and you do see some small hive beetle larvae in there, just pull it out, get rid of it, and put in a fresh patty. So you do have to watch for small hive beetles on this here. But like I said, that process there, just the way I make the patties, I've tried different types of scoops. I've tried to press them out by hand, but just the ice cream scoop, the wax paper or parchment paper, and the rolling pin has really sped up that process for me, and I can make these patties pretty quick, have them ready to put on the hive, and save me lots of time in the bee yard. I have a full-time job and around 40 hives right now, and time is worth a lot to me. Got a family and everything, and so it's really a balancing act, trying to work full-time, take care of the bees, and spend the time that I need to with my family. So anywhere that I can save time, I'm looking for ways to do that. So we appreciate you watching us. We're about at 35 subscribers right now. If you like what you see here, subscribe to our channel. We'd really like to hit that 50 mark. Like I said, just a small channel starting out, but we appreciate you guys watching our videos. If you have any comments about this process, drop me a comment there. If you're interested in the shirt, let me know as well. We appreciate you watching.